Are Jane and Anne overweight? No, Jane and Anne aren't overweight. Are they slim? Yes, they're slim. Are they slim or overweight? They're slim. 2 years ago, were they slim? No, they weren't slim 2 years ago. 2 years ago, were they slim or overweight? 2 years ago, they were overweight. Are they still overweight now? No, they aren't. Now, they are no longer overweight. Did they used to be overweight? Yes, that's correct. They used to be overweight. When were they overweight? They was overweight 2 years ago. 2 years ago, were Jane and Anne both overweight? Yes, that's correct. 2 years ago, Jane and Anne were both overweight. Were they equally overweight? No, they weren't equally overweight. One of them was more overweight than the other. Were Anne more overweight than Jane? No, Anne was more overweight than Jane. Who was more overweight than the other? Jane was more overweight than Anne. Was Jane very overweight or little overweight? Well, Jane was very overweight. What about Anne? Was Anne a little overweight or very overweight? Anne was a little overweight. Tell me again, whose were more overweight than the other? Jane's were more overweight than Anne. Is Jane still overweight? No, Jane is no longer overweight. Is Anne still overweight? No, Anne is no longer overweight. Did Jane and Anne used to be overweight? Yes, Jane and Anne used to be overweight. When were they overweight? They was overweight 2 years ago. How overweight were they? Well, Jane was very overweight and Anne was a little overweight. Now, you are going to ask a question about Kate and her brother Tom. When Kate and Tom were little, did they think Santa Claus was real, Superman was real? No, they didn't think Superman was real when they was little. When they were little, who did they think was real? When they were little, they thought Santa Claus was real. Did they think zombies was real? No, they didn't think zombies was real. Who did they think was real? They thought Santa Claus was real. When Tom was a boy, did he have a friend named Nick? Yes, that's correct. When Tom was a boy, did he have a friend? He has a friend named Nick. What did Nick tell him one day? One day, Nick told him that Santa Claus was real. Did Nick tell him that Superman wasn't real? No, Nick didn't tell him that Superman was real. Did Nick tell him that zombie was real? No, Nick didn't tell him that zombie was real. What did Nick tell him? Nick told him that Santa Claus was real. When Tom realized that Santa was real, did he feel angry? No, that's not how he felt. When Tom realized that Santa Claus was real, he didn't feel angry. Did he feel embarrassed? No, he didn't feel embarrassed. How did he feel? He felt surprised and sad at the same time. Who was surprised and sad at the same time? It was Tom. Tom was surprised and sad at the same time. When Tom got home that day, how did he do? When Tom got home that day, he told Kate that Santa didn't actually exist. Did he tell Kate that the parent was sick? No, he didn't tell Kate that the parent was sick. Did he tell Kate that the ghost didn't actually exist? No, he didn't tell Kate that ghosts didn't actually exist. What did he tell Kate? He told Kate that Santa didn't actually exist. When Kate realized that Santa didn't exist, did she laugh? No, she didn't laugh when she realized that Santa didn't exist. What happens when she realized that Santa didn't exist? When she realized that Santa didn't exist, she cries for almost an hour. Did she cry for almost an hour? No, she didn't cry. Did she cry for just a few minutes? No, she didn't cry for just a few minutes. How long did she cry? She cried for almost an hour. Was it Tom who cried for almost an hour? No, it wasn't Tom. Who cried for almost an hour? Who cried for almost an hour? It was Kate. Kate cried for almost an hour. Now, I am going to ask questions about two sisters named Grace and Emma. Do Grace and Emma have pets? Yes, Grace and Emma have pets. Are the pet dogs? No, the pets aren't dogs. Are the pet cats? No, the pets aren't cats. What kind of animal are their pets? Their pets are spiders. How many spiders do they have? They have 3 spiders. Do they think the spiders are scary? No, they don't think the spiders are scary. What do they think about spiders? Well, they think that spiders are cute. When Grace and Emma were young, were they afraid of birds? No, they weren't afraid of birds when they were young. Were they afraid of dogs? No, they weren't afraid of dogs. What were they afraid of? They were afraid of spiders. When they were young, did they think spiders were cute? No, they didn't think spiders were cute when they were young. Did they think that spiders was interesting? No, they didn't think that spiders was interesting. Did they think this? What did they think about spiders? They thought spiders was really scary. Who thought spiders was really scary? Grace and Emma thought spiders was scary. Did Grace and Emma watch a cartoon one day? Yes, they did. Grace and Emma watched a cartoon one day. Was the cartoon about dogs? No, the cartoon wasn't about dogs. Was it a cartoon about cats? No, the cartoon wasn't about cats either. What was the cartoon about? The cartoon was about spiders. Were there spiders in the cartoon? Yes, there were spiders in the cartoon. While watching the cartoon, did they feel bored? No, they didn't feel bored while watching the cartoon. Was the cartoon boring? No, the cartoon wasn't boring. Was the cartoon funny? Yes, the cartoon was funny. Were the spiders in the cartoon scary? No, the spiders in the cartoon weren't scary. Were the spiders in the cartoon cute? Yes, the spider in the cartoon cute. Before they watched the cartoon, were they afraid of spiders? Yes, that's correct. Before they watched the cartoon, they were afraid of spiders. What happened after they watched the cartoon? After they watched the cartoon, the fear of spiders was completely gone. After they watched the cartoon, were they still afraid of spiders? No, they weren't. After they watched the cartoon, they were no longer afraid of spiders. Was the fear of spiders completely gone? Yes, that's correct. The fear of spiders was completely gone.